That's Lord of the Flies, baby. Hello and welcome to the start of a weekly reading vlog. It has been so long since I've done a reading vlog, but I miss doing them, and I know that a lot of you really enjoyed my reading vlogs, which I still don't fully understand why, because I still don't know like what I'm doing when I edit them. But anyway, we have 1 week left of September, and I've only read 3 books from my September TBR.
Wow.
So I am hoping that this reading vlog will hold me accountable and make me read a little bit more. I am listening to Lord of the Flies on Libby, and I recently got this, so I will be coloring this while I listen to audiobooks for like the rest of September and all of October. Obviously, I have been getting into Archie comics this year, and I just, oh my god, I'm so excited for this. I'm also excited because not all of the pictures are like really small to color. I've noticed that on some, like, a lot of the adult coloring books, you really have to use like a fine tip marker, and I don't always love that. So this one I can use color pencils with. I usually listen to audiobooks at double speed, so I should be able to get through Lord of the Flies and then something else also. And I can color while I listen. Then another book that I'm hoping to finish within the next 3 days, The Death of Mrs Westaway. I talked about this a little bit in my TBR, but it's basically about this young adult, and she finds out that she might be inheriting this like huge estate from this person that she doesn't know but might be related to, and there's a lot of mystery tied in there. The atmosphere is amazing, and I can't remember. This happens to me every single year. I love this book. I'm loving it, but I've been reading it since June. And there was a book last year too that I absolutely loved, but it took me like half the year to read it, and I don't know why. It's like there's one book a year that I do that with, and it makes no sense.
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Oh well, back to business.
And last but not least, on my immediate I need to read these soon, is Uzumaki by Junji Ito, and this is obviously a horror manga, so I can read this baby in one sitting. I'm excited because this will, kind of guide me into October, because I'm dying to read horror books. I'm also going back and forth about cutting my hair to either like collarbone length or like grazing the top of my shoulder length. So I spend at least like 30 minutes a day thinking about that. So, okay, I'm gonna go. This intro has been way too long. I will check back in with you guys later. It's Friday. Where has the week gone? I couldn't tell you. I am so tired, and I have no idea why, because I got like a full 8 hours of sleep. But I buckled down and got my homework done for today. Reading update. I haven't made as much progress as I wanted to, but I still did make some progress. So I am on page 330 of Uzumaki, and I am absolutely loving it. I love it way more than Gyo, and I thought I liked Gyo a lot, but this is like a whole other level. So good. Gyo is, I think the reason I didn't like it was because like the main theme, I guess, of that one was like weird sea creatures taking over humans. And I'm just not a big ocean person. But this is all about spirals. That's all I'm going to say. Because I didn't even know that was what it was about when I was going into it, even though now I see it does say spiral into horror. But that's okay. I can see now on the back too. Wow, I really just didn't read the outside of this book before I started. But yes, it's has spirals. There's a little bit of body horror so far, but mostly it's pretty psychological and just really creepy. Like, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Absolutely loving this. Lord of the Flies. It's like a 3-star for me so far. Nothing has really happened. Period. And I'm kind of reading this just to, like, you know when something is so ingrained in, like, society that you understand the references for it, even though you really don't. Like, the conch shell in SpongeBob. I'm like, that's a Lord of the Flies reference. Like, I know that, but I don't know why. And that's just the first one I could think of. But, like, Lord of the Flies literally shows up everywhere. And I'm always like, that's Lord of the Flies, having never read Lord of the Flies. So my main reason for reading this was just to not be that person that doesn't actually know what they're talking about. So I'm glad I'm reading it, but I'm not loving it. All the kids kind of suck. The main kid is the one who sucks the most, which is really annoying. Boys are just annoying. I mean, I'm still enjoying it. It's fine. I just don't know specifically like what I'm enjoying about it, but I am enjoying it still. I'm excited to see how it ends. Like, do they get rescued? I don't know. And while I was listening to that yesterday, I started coloring in my coloring book, and so far I have yet to color like the background of things, but I've colored the first page. And I started coloring this page. I just need to color the shoes and, again, the background. But that page I thought was cute. So, anyway, that's been super fun. Oh, cool. I just got a notification that Trump decided to select someone for the Supreme Court. Love that. Anyway, let me go to my Libby app. I was on Libby, as one does, and when I'm listening to an audiobook, I get stuck in, like, I'll just leave it on that one spot, like, the page with my audiobook, and I'll forget to check, like, the rest of my loans, and so I forgot to check, like, what other ones I even had and when they even are gonna go away. So, thankfully, I checked, and Bingo Love by T. Franklin. I forget what it's about besides bingo, but Cecilia from Cecilia Reads had recommended this in a video a couple months ago now, and I had it on, I had it on hold, you can kind of see it, for a very long time, and then I've obviously had it ready for me to read for a very long time because now I only have one day left with it. So I'm going to read this now because I want to read it before someone else takes it, and then I will probably read some more of Uzumaki. Also, in case you wanted an update on how I said the other day that I was spending like 30 minutes a day thinking about my hair, well, today I straightened my hair for the first time in forever. Straightening my hair kind of put me back on my long hair bullshit. So now I don't want to cut my hair. I'm so indecisive. But I'm just, like, feeling it, you know? So, who the hell knows? What is hair anyway? Yo, that freaking graphic novel came for me. I was was not expecting to cry. Apparently, at least from what it says on the back, like on the last page, it says, "To everyone who supported our story of our grandmothers in love, thank you." So I'm guessing this is like inspired by a real life couple. It was so good. It was so good. And there's a lot of discussion about, you know, coming out and bisexuality versus pansexuality and, you know, being yourself. And I think that's really important. I can't really speak to how well any like representation is done in this, but it's there. I did think the writing was a little like cheesy at times, but wow. I would highly recommend that. Anyway, I think it's time to switch things up and read some horror manga now. I think this is the most terrifying picture in this manga so far. I hate it. It is Saturday, and I am happy to report that I basically have 100 pages left, and we are not anywhere closer to knowing what is going on. It keeps getting like more and more complicated, and now it's getting kind of spooky. Some serious like Agatha Christie vibes going on here. I don't know how everything is going to get wrapped up in the last 100 pages, but I'm excited to find out. But what I really wanted to talk about was I couldn't sleep last night, and so I finished Lord of the Flies. And wow. I find it funny because last time I was talking about this, I was very like meh about it. And now I give it a 4.5 out of 5. I don't know exactly what made it flip so like much in my head. But after I finished it yesterday, I was like laying there and I had time because I was trying to fall asleep, but I was thinking about this book. I had time to like analyze it and just think about it for like 30 minutes. And I was like, this shit is good. We stan. There's so much that's going on in here, and I can definitely see why, you know, people write essays in English classes about this book. I love the whole allegory. I love how Golding used boys to represent, or I guess to kind of show how quickly human nature can turn dark and how flimsy our grasp on civilization is, and who decides what civilization is and what it looks like, and how do you maintain that. And you have Ralph and Jack? Is it Jack? Oh my god, there's a lot of boy names in this book. It might be Jack, who are kind of like represent different, like Ralph's the more democratic one, kind of trying to keep those parts of civilization going on this island. And Jack is the complete opposite. From the very beginning of the book, him and Ralph are already like at odds, but then they end up representing like civilization versus anti-civilization. And it was just like fascinating. Human nature, morals, just the darkness of human nature it's crazy how like excited all these kids are. Not excited that they like are stranded on an island, but like they're like, oh, we'll build a fire, we'll get found, we'll make the most of it while we're here and have fun and enjoy the fact that there's no adults around. But so quickly, the rules that they establish and all these things that they do to try to pretend that they're adults and that they're okay, all that part of like civilization goes downhill so fast. And all the boys basically split up into the two teams between like Ralph's team and Jack's team and what they represent, and to have it set within the larger framework of World War II is just fascinating. So yeah, I could go on and on about this, but I really, really liked it. Might be, I think it definitely would be like in my top 20 like books of all time.
Wow.
Damn. And there were some like gory like deaths in here, like children dying in really gross ways. So anyway, that's Lord of the Flies, baby. I am so freaking happy that I finally read it. My plan is hopefully by tomorrow to finish Death of Mrs. Westaway, and then I'll probably start a new vlog after that. Hello, it's Sunday night, and I finished The Death of Mrs. Westaway, and I just finished Uzumaki. So tomorrow I will tell you my thoughts about them and wrap up this vlog, but I feel so productive. I'm so happy. Okay, bye. Good morning. It is Monday, and I thought I would just wrap up this video. So, The Death of Mrs. Westaway. I feel like I do need to change my Goodreads rating because I think my rating suffered from the fact that I've been reading it since June. Because to me, the pacing felt really slow. And I don't necessarily mind slow pacing. Like, I enjoyed The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. But that was also paced very slow. So it also felt like it was too long. But then the book's not actually that long. So I wouldn't really trust my dislikes of it. So I'm not even going to get into what I didn't like, because I feel like some of it was just because it took me like longer than it should to read it, you know? What I did like about it. The atmosphere, 10 out of 10. Right from the beginning. The first beginning scenes of her, she's a tarot reader on the pier. It's like nighttime, foggy, the smell of the ocean, creepy times. It's like great. It was great to have. I really liked Hal, our main character. I love the vibes of like this big house that is kind of spooky, and you know, the caretaker people there like maybe know a little bit too much, or they've covered up some stuff in the past. Those are the vibes that I love in books and in movies. But overall, I think because it took me so long to read it, I ended up getting a little bit confused towards the end. And I think there were a little bit too many like flip-floppy plot twists, like, oh, it's this, just kidding, it's not, just kidding, it is, that kind of thing. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I'm not sure if I like it more than The Woman in Cabin 10 though, but they're both really good. And if you haven't read The Death of Mrs. Westaway and want like a mystery, one second. Yeah, if you just want those vibes, that atmosphere, that setting, like 100% go for it. I think it's like one of the most perfect like autumn reads. There was also a typo towards the beginning of the book in a letter that our main character found. There was a name typo that I thought was going to be a thing, and it wasn't a thing. I think it was just a book typo. So that was interesting too. But the other thing I finished was Uzumaki. I really, really enjoyed it. I will never look at spirals the same way again. Like, it was very, like, creepy and gross, but I think there was more suspense to it, and it was more psychological. For that reason, I think I did like it a lot more, and I would definitely recommend it. Between the two of his that I've read so far, I think Uzumaki is a good time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I had a lot of fun filming this, and I got a lot of reading done this week. By the time you see this, I will have put out an announcement video for the podcast that I started with one of my friends, so if you're interested in that, I'll have more info in my description box. I need to take a shower and do some homework, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you had a great week, and next time I talk to you, it'll be October, and I'm so excited. Bye!